Good morning from Hollywood Studios. We're on our way walking in right now. We are here for Resort Guest Rope Drop. Our plan is to go to Tower of Terror. We already have a Rise Resistance Lightning Lane at 9:20, Slinky Dog at 1. This is our last day in Hollywood Studios. Sad face. Thank you, Amanda. Have a good day. By the way, Michelle is wearing her very cute Jack Skellington outfit today. Those ears were actually found at an estate sale by a friend of ours named Jacqueline, so we thank her very much for those. But we're now in the Hollywood Studios, and we're heading straight to Tower of Terror. When you're here for early theme park entry and you come down Sunset Boulevard and you see this line stretching down the street, don't dismay and be like, oh, don't get in Tower of Terror, it's going to take forever to get on it. They hadn't let people onto the ride until, like, not even into the queue until they were ready to do so. And then they will, once that happens, the line will move forward. Now, this still is a lot of people, but this ride has pretty good capacity even when it's only running one elevator. And I can see them testing the elevator, so we should be good to go. I point out that the standby entrance sign says 25 minutes. And they usually put the time up there that they think it's going to take that first influx of people to do. Just be prepared that that's probably the amount of time we're going to wait, but that's not as bad as it has been all trip. This area of the ride is actually a really good way to show off the theming of Hollywood Studios. One of the things that it's supposed to be as if the hotel has been neglected. And generally, the Disney horticulture team professionally and very, very accurately sets the greenery to, like, exemplary standards. You notice that everything kind of looks overgrown, the trees are kind of gnarly. That's all on purpose for this ride. It's supposed to look neglected, like they haven't really taken care of it in a long time. I mean, look at the way the lamppost is. It looks rusty. That's on purpose. That's not because Disney's not paying attention to the queue lines. You notice that the speaker in the background sounds like it has a long, like it sounds just out because it's got that long echo in it. That's all on purpose to set the story for this ride. This is seriously one of my favorite ride queues in all of Walt Disney World. I love the theming inside this hotel. It's so awesome. There's also a lot of Twilight Zone Easter eggs all over the room. If you're a Twilight Zone fan and you see one, you should mention them down in the comments. But they're all over the room, and there's just Easter eggs regarding a lot of the different Twilight Zone episodes.
Hold on to any hats, bags, glasses, or anything you'd wish to keep. There's one thing I forgot tonight.
It was a passion.
Never a dull moment on Hollywood Tower of Terror. I want to tell you that there's this little girl in line with us who was very excited to give us a fact, and I will going to share her fact. Her fact is that the Tower of Terror drops faster than gravity. I mean, I told her I had never heard that before because she was very excited to ride the ride. So now you've heard her fact. We're heading now over to Aerosmith's Rock and Roller Coaster to try to get on that pretty quickly. Hopefully not have to do single rider. And the sun is giving me a great halo right now. This sign right here is why we go down Sunset first. 5 minutes on the standby entrance. Disney, you need more of those in the lines, especially from since last week. Last week, it was brutal in the heat, and a lot of the lines don't have these. This fan is like full velocity awesome. It doesn't need it today, but darn did we need it last week. Just real quick, you see that door right there? that is actually the chicken door. You get up to the front of the line and realize you really don't want to ride it. You can ask to leave, and they'll send you out that door, and they call it the chicken door. Michelle just made a pretty awesome observation. What'd you say, Michelle?
So you did a pretty good job for the first hour. Rock and roller coaster is now 45 minutes.
Yeah, so we got on Tower Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster in the period of an hour. And when we walked online, it said 5, now it says 45. So that's what happens when the park guests finally make it back here to Sunset and they see that Rise of the Resistance is already up to a 100-minute wait or whatever. I think it was 90 when we were walking in. I'm sure it's higher by now.
Tower 75 now.
Tower says 75. So when you're rope dropping, go down Sunset. Easiest way to get on a couple rides. Just a little tip, pay attention. All those people over there for Starbucks are in a line, a long line, and there's no one in this one. Make sure you're paying attention. Don't just follow the crowd. I don't know how many of you people are like me, but I am actually a slow enjoyer of my tea. So first world problems here. First world problems. The one problem that I have with being in parks is that I buy my tea. At home, I usually will take like an hour to drink it because I like to enjoy it. Here in the parks, I feel like I have to chug it in comparison to how I normally drink it because you can't bring them on the rides with you. And we have Rise of the Resistance Lightning Lane for $9.20, which is now, and we're slowly walking over there because you have an hour. But I always feel like I have to chug my caffeine in the morning. And Michelle, you feel the same way? Yeah, it's just not the way I like to enjoy my tea normally at home. One of my favorite parts of this park is this transition. You come down Grand Avenue, you come into this space, and normally it's not filled with thunderous rolling trash cans. And then it's suddenly, all that, like the Hollywood style music transitions into this awesome just conversion as if you've been magically teleported to the Star Wars universe. Just awesome. And like I said, Michelle and I have Rise of the Resistance boarding group for 9:20 this morning, which is right about now. And the line currently says 120, but it was all the way through that transition if you couldn't hear it when we were in there before. We're gonna finish our drinks and then get on this ride, but this land, in my opinion, is one of the best themed lands of all theme parks in the world. Just incredible. And the cast members help make it that way by being a part of the show. For those of you who don't know, this X-Wing Starfighter, it was actually used in the movie. It's an actual movie-used screen time prop. I think that's pretty awesome that it's here in Hollywood Studios and you can visit it and take pictures with it. All right, so coffee and tea have been finished. Now we get into Lightning Lane for Rise of the Resistance. On our way in, I want to point out that this is a gonk droid. Those are those droids that go gonk, gonk. They're actually used for power, and the fact that they have those footprints here on the land is pretty awesome. They have droid footprints all over the place, and they have R2-D2's tracks somewhere. I will try to find them. So the main thing about Rise of the Resistance that makes me love it so much, because it literally is my favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World. The main thing is the fact that the queue puts you into the story the whole way through. You're maybe waiting in line, but you're in the story the whole way through. I mean, we just entered into a Rebel base. You can tell by the laser cut walls, and we're heading into a mission briefing with Rey that looks real. BB-8 looks real. You feel like you're in the story from the moment you enter into the queue. See what I mean? Look at that BB-8 unit. You believe that thing is there.
BB-8. Prep the ready wheel for reverse.
And the way this hologram looks real just blows me away. And look at this animatronic. Just for a queue. This is for the part of the queue. We're still in the queue. Look at this thing. This is why I love this ride. And it's gonna get even better from here. I mean, the stormtroopers in this room, if you watch carefully, they move. Those are not people in costumes, those are animatronics, but this room just blows me away. And there's all that, I mean, all kinds of stuff going on the screen on the back. This room is massive, and it's part of the queue. And the cast members make the queue even better by being in character. This ride we are still in the queue. I feel like a broken record, but we are still in the queue.
Yes, General.
And this sequence
Enemies
happens.
of the First Order. We will soon snuff out your meager resistance. You chose the wrong side, and now you will pay. The resistance prisoners.
You have what I want. You know the location of the secret base, and I will take it from you.
We are needed on the bridge.
Keep the prisoners here. I will return to finish this personally.
And if you listen carefully, you can hear the rebels trying to start the queue into the actual ride. And here it comes. And now we are finally getting on the ride. This ride is amazing from start to finish. And like that, we're on the ride. And now the ride starts. But it pretty much starts once you get into the queue. Now we're gonna enjoy this ride because we love this ride.
Why are you going up? I said down. Up is bad. Up is real bad.
That was my favorite way to go. I like going on the front of the AT-AT.
The resistance of the secret base. And then I will destroy you and the resistance.
The ride is just so incredible. Right?
I should hope so.
Oh, I love it.
Great job,
Combined with the John Williams
Thanks
score.
To your heroism, the
Oh.
location of the resistance
Just
base is
so
secure.
good from start to finish. So good. I love that ride, and I'm really sad that this might have been our last time riding it this trip, but I still love it. It's so good. I'm guessing here, but I think it might be a Starcruiser day, where the Starcruiser brings the people from Starcruiser into Hollywood Studios to kind of walk around as their like excursion day, because I'm seeing a lot of people dressed up in Star Wars-esque outfits, because a lot of people go to the Starcruiser wearing Star Wars outfits. And I will tell you, Michelle and I have talked about doing it. After we watched videos, we were like, actually, it doesn't look as terrible as we thought it was going to be. It actually looks pretty awesome, but we can't justify the cost right now. The cost is very high. It looks like you get value for your money, but I can't afford it right now. I'm gonna have to have some kind of windfall of money to be able to do it. Hey, I know, my channel's monetized now, so, you know, I'm rolling in the pennies when 15 years from now, when I've saved up enough, I can finally go. But we're gonna head over to Woody's Lunchbox. We have mobile ordered our food for today, but God, I love Rise of the Resistance. We just got off that. I love that ride. It's so good. I'm like on a high from it. I love it. Well, we're here in the first order area, and the blue milk stand had 0 line, and I've never had it. Shh, don't tell anyone. I've been to Hollywood Studios so many times when it's here, and I've never had it. Well, I'm gonna try it. Here we go. That is fascinating. It's kind of floral and fruity at the same time. I actually kind of like it. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's so gross. I actually like it. This is pretty good. Yeah, totally buy that again. That's pretty awesome. So Michelle and I went to Woody's Lunchbox for breakfast. I got the breakfast bowl, which has brisket, eggs, sausage and gravy, and some green onions on it. And Michelle got the tachos, which has Frito chips and potato barrels and cheese, as well as queso. And I got a bowl of queso to add to my breakfast bowl. We also got the current flavor of their lunchbox tart, which is banana peanut butter. Sounds amazing. Plus our free ice water so we stay hydrated. So far, I like my breakfast bowl. My problem with it is that it's not very substantial. There's not much to it. I mean, it was like half the bowl, and considering the amount of money I paid for it, don't know if I'm getting my money's worth based on how much I got. It tastes great. Don't know if I'm getting my money's worth, but the eggs and the potato barrels and the brisket all go together very nicely. And then I add queso to mine just because I prefer I love their queso here. It's very good. Not quite as good as La Cava's, but good way to start my day with the breakfast. I'll try the lunchbox tart shortly. No, I'm not doing this for camera. I'm doing this because I like it so much. This queso is awesome, and I'm eating with my fork. Oh, so good. All right, it's lunchbox tart time. Looks like this, banana peanut butter lunchbox tart. It's the current flavor. We're also getting an off-camera opinion from Michelle, because she is the one who convinced me that we should try these. But here we go. Chocolate, peanut butter, and banana. That's good. I like it. Tastes just like chocolate peanut butter banana. Like, it doesn't taste like artificial banana, which, by the way, I despise. I hate artificial banana flavor with a passion. Like runts, I won't eat them. Too many of that fake banana in it. This is good. Michelle? Nod and thumbs up. I go. Good job with that special flavor. I like that one. Bring that one back. I'm gonna add one last little caveat to these. As I work my way to the end of them, I turned to Michelle and I realized, and I said it out loud, I realized that after a while, it's too much. It's very rich, and so I get to a point where I'm like, I think I'm done eating it, and I think I'm done eating it. And I still have both ends left. So it's good. It's just rich. It's just very rich. There's just one thing that I'm not understanding right now. This park does not feel crowded. Would you agree with me? Yeah, it doesn't feel crowded at all. But the wait time says it's crowded. That's just weird. Like, there's 85 minutes of Toy Story Mania right now. I don't know. It doesn't feel crowded. Does it look? It doesn't. I mean, look behind us. It doesn't look crowded. Don't know what's going on. The rides are really long though. So one of my favorite rides, Star Tours, has a 20-minute wait. I'm about to get on that while Michelle goes and gets pictures with Olaf. She doesn't ride Star Tours, and this way we can do something separate and not have issues. And she's not bored, and I get to ride Star Tours. Win-win. I will say, and this is actually the first time I've been in the outdoor queue on this ride in a long time. Like, decades long time. But it said 20 minutes. I'm gonna try to believe it. We'll see what happens. I just noticed that the line operations panel at the front of the queue back there in the light has an Ewok mute button. I'll put the picture in. I snuck a picture of it. That's too funny. An Ewok mute.
Oh yeah, they'll be needing this passport any moment. No, I hear you. Sorry, you were talking.
Well, well, well. What have we here? Seems like someone ignored the fact that animals are not allowed in checked baggage.
Quarantine. All clear.
Closer. And not that close.
That was really quick because I was going right past it. But I made the wall in Star Tours. Lucky me. Took 18 minutes. Said 20 outside. We're in the pre-flight. You can hear it over top of me.
One
And,
final
I'm in
reminder,
the 5th row,
smoking
all the way
and
on the outside, 'cause
photography
I'm
are
by
never
myself.
permitted on any Star.
Here I am, styling in the corner. I do love Star Tours. It's a lot of fun. The ride's always clever. Just that I wish I wouldn't keep getting crate at as my second part. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for your time today. I wish I keep getting crate. I want to see the Exegol. I've heard that the Exegol one is awesome, and I've gotten crate every time for like the past 3 years. I want to see Exegol. Oh well, I did enjoy the Jakku part in the beginning though. At Jakku and crate, so it was good. We have perfect timing. I got off of Star Tours and Michelle got done with Olaf, and we can hear them coming down Hollywood Boulevard. So we're gonna stand right here and we're gonna see our friend's friend, Green Army Men. Hi, Mrs. Incredible. We love you. No cakes. Let's go, Bones! There we go. Saw my friend's friend. Try to race to catch up to him again, and then got caught up by the fact that there's a wall that I forgot was there, because it was just a big loop that heads over to Olaf, and I was like, oh no, I was trying to catch him at the front. Almost made it, didn't make it, but it's okay, I tried. But we still got him. You may see Hollywood Studios receding in the distance, but have no fear, we are coming back. We just want to do a loop on the Skyliner, and we have time, so we're gonna go do that. And it's just something you can do here from Hollywood Studios, because there's a station for the Skyliner right outside of the park. For those of you who don't know, the Disney Skyliner station is immediately out the far exit gate past security. You just kind of see the Skyliners coming in there. You just kind of climb in line and they put you on a Skyliner and you go. It's pretty much that simple. So as you can see, what they'll do is as you walk up the line, they will indicate which cabin to get in, and you just ride it. One of the most fun parts of riding the Skyliner is the takeoff. Here it goes. You're moving slow, and then all of a sudden it grabs you, and off you go. Woohoo! And we're off. We requested a clear one. The wraps are cool to look at, but when you're in the wraps, it actually kind of covers up your view.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner.
Well, thank you.
Disney's Hollywood Studios.
It is an absolutely gorgeous day to be riding the Skyliner today. It's not too hot. The wind comes through the openings very easily. It's just lovely. And we're just enjoying a loop on the Skyliner today. It's like an unofficial Disney attraction. One of the things that I will point out is that you do have to get off the Skyliner at Caribbean Beach no matter what. Even if we're going back, we can't just loop around. But we're gonna get off and we're gonna head over to the Epcot line just to have a little bit longer ride. It just happened, but you can kind of hear it. It's speeding back up. They will sometimes slow down or speed up the Skyliner to help guests get on. You can kind of hear it speeding back up in the background. And we're launching. We're heading over to Epcot. We again requested a clear cabin. Because we're doing it around noon and not many people are using the Skyliner right now, it's a lot easier for them to accommodate that request. Just understand that that may not be the case when they're busy or have all those other things going on. But we're doing this run. I like this run because you turn at the Riviera.
Welcome aboard, Islanders.
You turn at the Riviera, you head over to Epcot. You can stay on the Skyliner if you want to continue Epcot.
Ciao, bonjour, and bienvenue. Hello, and welcome to Disney's Riviera Resort. If you are traveling to Epcot, please remain on board.
That's what I wanted you to hear. If you want to go to Epcot, you need to stay on the gondola, and they may put other people in with you. So like I said, we're currently just sitting in the craft. The door is open, it moves very slowly, and this is how you head on to Epcot from the Riviera Station. And like I said, because we're doing this around noon, there's not a lot of people getting on the Skyliner, so that's the time where you end up with the Skyliner by yourself. Coming up ahead, you see that gray building. That's actually just a turn. It looks like a stop, but it's not. It just turns to head you over towards Epcot. Try to get this in before the lady in the sky talks again, but we are coming in to the Epcot station. You can see France there with the Eiffel Tower, and behind that tree, this spaceship Earth just went, and here we go. You want to get an idea of what the Remy's line is before you get into the park, you can look right at it right there. That is all the Remy's line underneath us right now. You can kind of see it underneath that building. If it's all the way out there, that line's pretty long. And just like that, we're at Epcot, and we're gonna head back to Hollywood Studios. Nice little ride. It's fun, very calming, today is very cool because the weather's perfect. But we're gonna head right back to Hollywood Studios, and we're glad you came along with us on this little journey. And just like that, we're back at Hollywood Studios and ready to head in. We have a live stream on Slinky Dog at 1 p.m. that we're gonna be creating, so we're gonna be heading over for our 1 p.m. lightning lane and live streaming the ride with all of you. Hopefully you were there to see it. No kids! Let's go, Bones! So, we just went live on Slinky Dog. Had a number of you join us. Thank you for being awesome and being there with us. Those of you, you know who you are. If you're watching this video and you also saw that live stream, thank you very much. You make it worth my time and Michelle's time to share our time with you. We're heading into Galaxy's Edge again. We do have a 2:15 Oga's reservation. We are gonna try, we got some stormtroopers. We are gonna try to get bar seats. So Michelle has a little tip for everybody.
One up here is usually cold. It's like the only one in all of the parks that the water actually comes out cold.
The Dianoga keeps it cold. So the one she's talking about is this one right here by the Dianoga tank. You can see him, he's kind of in there, but he's not coming out yet. Dianoga, for those of you who don't know, is the creature that grabs Luke in episode 4. Nice and cold?
Not as cold as it has been, but cooler than all the other ones. Most of them are like warm. But it's better than, you know, being dehydrated and passing out.
Yeah, that's also true. You want to see some good theming? That is a sleeping Loth cat with its toy. It's having trouble focusing. I'm gonna back up a little bit. There it is. That is a sleeping Loth cat with its toy. And if you listen, you can hear it purring. So there you go, Loth cats purr weird. So by the way, if you're interested in buying one of the Legacy lightsabers, which are the lightsabers that look just like the ones from the movies, this is the line you have to wait in. But you don't have to wait in that line if you're not planning on looking at the Legacy lightsabers. So if you're not looking at the Legacy lightsabers, you're more than welcome to come into Doc Ondar's and look around the merchandise. As you can see, we have the wall of Kyber crystals. If you watched my other Hollywood Studios video, you saw that I got a black Kyber crystal last time I was here. And I'm not gonna tell you the secret, but I gave you a clue, I'll be honest with you, as to what you need to do to try to find them. And I just love being able to look around and seeing all the Star Wars lore. And again, Doc Ondar, pretty cool. Here's just a quick view of the Legacy lightsabers. I don't want to get in the way of anybody who's actually buying one, but in the center there, that's the latest one. That is the Cal Kestis. The Cal Kestis comes from Jedi Fallen Order. That's why it's so much bigger. It is more expensive than the other ones, but there's some excellent choices in there for the lightsabers. If you're interested in any of those Legacy lightsabers, like I said, they look just like the ones from the movies. I have to say, anyone who says that this land isn't themed well is ridiculous. I mean, look how the Force perspective works with the spires. Just awesome. And Millennium Falcon, fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy. We're in a Gungan drinking song. Raise my glass. Sway from side to side. Sway from side to side. Hey! I don't know when they're coming, so I'm gonna guess. You hear what I mean about the Antics? The bartenders are in on the fun. So join in.
All right, it's coming around again.
Oh, here we go again. Hey! Hey! This is way too much. Hey! I almost missed that. Hey! Ah! Hey! Hey! That's a Gungan salute, apparently. Woo! Cheers, Jackson. There's a little bit of Mos Eisley coming here today, if you can hear it. So one of the things I want to talk about is that there are no strange questions to ask guest relations. I had a technical issue with my rig here, and I needed an Allen wrench. So I went to guest relations, which is right over there, by the way, by the front entrance in Hollywood Studios, and asked for an Allen wrench. And within moments, had the Allen wrench that I needed to tighten down something that was driving me nuts. So do not be afraid to ask guest relations questions, because there's a high probability that they have the ability to solve the problem. Guest relations is incredible in Disney parks. So ask them. Just above the front gate restrooms, you're gonna find Donald and Daisy greeting fans from the balcony up there. But it's nice to have Donald and Daisy here greeting fans here above the restrooms at the front gate. So Michelle and I just ran into an issue that sometimes comes up. We're at the tail end of our Lightning Lane window and the ride went down. It hasn't converted over to a multi-experience pass, and I want to talk to the guest experience team, try to make sure that that happens. Trust me, don't just assume that the Disney tech is gonna work, because to be honest, it usually doesn't. So we're gonna talk to the guest experience team and try to make sure that it does convert over to the multi-experience pass like it's supposed to, just because we were at the tail end of our time. Michelle and I have reservations at 50's Prime Time, our favorite Hollywood Studios restaurant, and we checked in, and within 30 seconds, it said our table's ready, so here we go. Michelle and I got seated within 30 seconds of me checking in. So when you check in on the mobile, just make sure you're paying attention right away, because we got seated within 30 seconds. I will include a picture of the QR code for the menu so you can see it, but I will tell you already, this restaurant is Michelle and my favorite on property. We eat here literally every time we come to Walt Disney World. That's how good this is. So understand that that's where our bias is coming from already on this review, but there's a good reason for that bias. One of the little tips I want to give you is that there are antics that go along with coming to this restaurant. If you're not interested in participating in the antics, say something to your server, and they will just take it easy on you. It's not a big deal. It's not a huge deal. But if you're like, it's not for me, I just want to watch it, or I just want to be here, I just want to eat here, just say something to your server, and they will tone down the antics. Otherwise, be prepared to be asked what color the soap in the bathroom is when you wash your hands. Just saying. So seriously, if you like Boursin cheese and you like fried foods, then this appetizer is definitely for you. It's fried Boursin cheese that you spread on a piece of crostini. What's not to like? It's pretty simple. That's the thing that I love about 50s Prime Time. Even the appetizers are comfort food. So, enjoy them. The fried Boursin cheese is so iconic here at 50s Prime Time Café that they tried to remove it from the menu once. And the public outcry was so strong that they brought it back within a month. It was gone for 30 days. And that's how strong the public outcry was to bring it back. So, I don't think I need to say anything else about the fried Boursin cheese. Michelle is of the same mindset as I am. Her plate is just as clear as mine is. Michelle has the fried chicken with mashed potatoes and corn, and her literal words were, "Oh, this all looks terrible. I don't think I'm going to eat it." And sarcasm. I have Mom's favorites. That includes green beans, and trust me, if I don't eat those, they will say something. Fried chicken, pot roast, and meatloaf with my mashed potatoes and gravy. Here we go. So I want to say that everything on my plate is amazingly good. I have eaten all of my green beans on purpose first. I asked because they tasted so good that I thought they might have been cooked in bacon fat. They're not. Butter and garlic. They will tell you if you ask. The pot roast, juicy and flavorful and perfectly cooked. The fried chicken, especially the dark meat, just very, very moist and just exactly what you want. The breading is perfect. However, my favorite on the plate for many years running is the meatloaf. I know that's ridiculous. I will tell you that I love the meatloaf at 50s Prime Time so much that I have gotten the recipe and made it for Michelle for Valentine's Day. That's how much I love the meatloaf here. Mashed potatoes, perfectly creamy, some skin in them as if they had like whole potatoes. Just phenomenal. The main course here at 50s, everything I wanted it to be. Michelle basically said she wished she had like a second stomach to store the other portion of her fried chicken because the portion is huge that they give you. It's like basically a half chicken. You get a breast, you get a thigh, you get a wing, and a drumstick. That's basically a half chicken. So, main entrees, 50s Prime Time, amazing. If you come to 50s Prime Time, there's one thing you need to get, and that's this. The peanut butter and jelly milkshake. I don't know what it is about this milkshake. I don't even need to taste it to tell you that I'm extremely excited that this is here. Because I love this milkshake so much that I try to recreate it at home on a regular basis. I have never been able to pull it off. I've gotten it close, but I've never been able to get it. So, whenever I come to 50s Prime Time, I always order one because this is the only place I can get it the right way. Oh, I love this milkshake. So good. Great milkshakes, amazing fried chicken, good meatloaf, good pot roast. Excellent service. Brianna, our server, has been amazing. That's her right there. She just walked off. You will enjoy the experience here at 50s Prime Time Café. You need to eat here. Make reservations 60 days out. You will not get one if you don't get a reservation 60 days out. This place is super popular because it's so good. Everything is good here.
you want to eat here. I cannot hammer this home enough. We eat here every trip. That's how good it is.
Here at Hollywood Studios, they give tribute to one of my favorite movies of all time, and that is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So up there you see the Maroon Studios, the Maroon cartoons, Baby Herman, Roger Rabbit, Jessica Rabbit. And if you look over here, above the Hollywood and Vine, you notice Eddie Valiant, Private Investigators. And right next to there you see the silhouette of one Roger Rabbit as he went straight out the window, just like he did in the movie. So there's an amazing, just little subtle tribute to one of my favorite movies, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So behind me, right there, it's late evening. We're approaching 6 o'clock. It's actually 6:10, and 105 minutes on Tower of Terror. Now I don't understand why Michelle and I rope dropped to Tower of Terror. It's been like that all day. You also have to pay attention to the fact that it's only been running one elevator all day. One elevator shaft all day is not enough to accommodate the amount of guests in this park, even though this park is not all that busy. Michelle and I have a lightning lane for Rock and Roller Coaster, which we're about to cash in on. But I want to point out that this ride also has a 105-minute wait. And as Michelle just pointed out, Rise of the Resistance only has 85 minutes. So something's up on this end of the park. Like either everyone's here and not there, we don't know, but we're gonna use our lightning lane for Rock and Roller Coaster. As per usual, Michelle and I have requested and are waiting for the front of Rock and Roller Coaster, of which we had a lightning lane. Yes, I know we wrote it first thing this morning, but we're excited to be on it again because it is Michelle's favorite and it is our last day here at Hollywood Studios. So our last lightning lane of the day, and possibly our last attraction of Hollywood Studios for this year's adventure at Walt Disney World, is going to be Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway. A great ride, a lot of fun. I'm still trying to find like the hundreds, it feels like, of hidden Mickeys.
Told you nothing was gonna go wrong. Nothing can stop us now. I'm sorry that we would finally make it. Gosh, what's this lever do?
All right, well, we're calling it quits on our last day at Hollywood Studios. We've had an amazing day. Went on everything we wanted to go on today. We got to see Rise of the Resistance finally in A mode. We started our day with our two favorite rides of Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster, and then just went from there. We're so glad to have you along with us. Thanks also for those of you who joined us on the live stream off of Slinky Dog. Remember, if you liked our videos, give us a thumbs up. We love giving tips, tricks, and everything else that we can give out to help you have the perfect Disney vacation. Hit that subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, and because we don't like to say goodbye, because we're gonna see you real soon. We say, see you, bye.